FlossTube. My name is Sarah. I'm from Memphis, and this is my channel about cross stitch. Today is, let's see if I can get it right this time, Thursday, August the 5th, 2021. And this is going to be my first FlossTube extra. This is going to be my mid-year WIP parade. I've been meaning to film a WIP parade since June-ish, and yeah, today's the day. So I thought it would be fun, since I started stitching last June, I thought it would be fun to kind of film a little over a year in of what my WIP situation is, and just to have this to refer back to. I'll plan to do one when the typical traditional time of year. I think that's usually the end of December, beginning of January, and just kind of see how things progress from there. I do not know how many WIPs I have. I think I'll count them. No, maybe I won't count them as I go. Maybe when I'm editing, I'll go back and count them, and maybe I'll figure out that text feature and put like what number they are. Maybe I'll even put what the chart is. Just kind of depends on if I can figure it out. The last time I tried to do that, it kind of ran over into the next one after I edited it all, and then I had to go back and erase it all, and it was kind of a hot mess. So I'm gonna try to avoid any hot messes today. Like, I've been preparing all morning to get this WIP parade done, and then I thought, okay, I was ready to go, and then the dogs decided they were gonna wake up from their naps and have a little party. So they've been playing and barking and growling and going in and out, and it's back to nap time again. So I'm gonna make hay while the sun shines and get busy. As far as the order of this WIP parade goes, I did kind of do it in a specific order. I mean, not really specific, just like Sarah's order. So I'm gonna start off with my oldest WIP and my second oldest WIP, and then I'm gonna kind of go into, it's probably gonna be my third oldest WIP, which is also one of my stitch alongs, and then I'm gonna knock out my stitch alongs, and then I'm gonna do Halloween, and I'm gonna do Christmas, and then the rest is all just miscellaneous, all thrown in together, mismatched. So here we go. My oldest WIP is Unicorn Tapestry, which is upside down. Unicorn Tapestry by the Tiny Modernist. I'm still plugging along on this one. When I first started this one, it was a very ambitious project. Yeah. This is actually the chart that inspired me to learn how to cross stitch, and it has a lot of, as you can see, little small motifs, a lot of color changes. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I was going to do with my thread, and how, I can't really show you the chart, but you can see how close everything is together, and it was easy to get off on counts and how do I keep up with where I am and what I've done. And I started a little highlighter system for this chart, and it was really hard, and it was a lot of work. And the fabric is a beautiful color, which attracted me to this piece initially, but it's pretty stiff, which I have found out is not my favorite kind of fabric. But yeah, so this has had a lot of challenges along the way, and it's easier now because I have more experience cross stitching, and I would like to, my goal is to finish this by the end of the year. I've been wanting to make this into my 25/7 piece, and it just haven't been able to stick to it. It's not the piece's fault, it's the Sarah thing. It's just trying to stick to something like that every day. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not a monogamous stitcher. I have a hard time following plans sometimes and making goals and doing all those important adulty sort of things. I just kind of like to stitch what I want to stitch. So let's see where I am with this one. I didn't get I'm gonna have to come up with a solution for like a board or a book or something, because I forgot that. All right, I'm gonna hold my project bag behind it. This project bag, isn't it pretty? Yeah, I got this from Annie Joyfield Stitcher's D-Stash. I think she might have made it. It's beautiful. All right, so let's see the piece that I'm talking about here. Oh, she's big. And this helps somewhat because she is very see-through. Yeah, there's where I am. Let's see what I'm talking about all the tiny motifs and all the color changes. And so you can kind of see what I have left. I'm over halfway done, so that's good. Yeah. So this is Unicorn Tapestry by the Tiny Modernist. This is on a 28 count Riviera Aqua by Zweigert. This is using all of the called for DMC. Yeah. Okay, and I am going to take time in between each project to just at least get them back in their project bags. Otherwise, I don't know how I'm going to manage at the end of this. So just bear with me here for a minute while I get everything tucked back away nice and neat. I mean, semi-nice and neat, you know. All right. That was number 1. Maybe I'll try to count them along the way, although I probably will end up beating off if I do that. Okay, so my second oldest WIP is Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it is. It is, artwork is by Randall Spangler. What's the name of this? Home is Where the Magic Is. And it is a story keep version of Heaven and Earth Designs. They come in different sizes. You know, they have like the regular Gigantor sizes. Then they have these story keep sizes, which is like a a big bookmark size. And they have an ornament. I'm not sure, they might have other sizes, but isn't this pretty? So this is actually, this piece of art actually is this huge picture and it's beautiful. And they do, Heaven and Earth Designs does sell it, but this is just like a little snippet of that picture. And I love it, okay? And so this is my first full coverage piece. These are the floss for it. It's a lot of floss, right? Yeah, like over 100 colors for sure, or close to 100 colors. And that's for, you know, just like the story keep version. Also, a little Krynic to go with it. I'm not sure where that goes yet, but that was with it. It lives in my super large, this is like the big size Garon totem bags. Minnie and Mickey. Okay, well, let's get to where I am. That's where I am. So, not a beautiful moon. So this is the width, and then it looks like when I started, I put a stitch down here. So that's how long we're gonna be. I have a long way to go. If you're interested in learning how to do a full coverage and you've never done one before, what I did when I was first starting out was I went to the FlossTube of Teresa Little Stitcher. She has a fabulous tutorial about full coverage. She takes you from start to finish. She'll tell you exactly what you need to know, what kind of materials you need, everything. Super great. And these are these little plastic Kumodi, I'm saying that wrong. They're little bobbins. You can order them on Amazon. That's what I did because I do part my threads in the parking method. Teresa Little Stitcher teaches you how to do that too in her tutorial. It works great for me. I don't know when I'm going to finish this one. So I can't really say I have an exact goal because that would be a lie. That would be a lie. I would love to finish it next. I would love to be saying, okay, I will turn my 25/7s, like I will do 25/7, I will stick to it, and then I will go like start at my oldest WIP and work my way through till they're finished, which makes sense until you run into like a full coverage piece like this that might take a lot longer. Maybe I'll skip the full coverage piece because somehow, some way, even though I have purchased many Heaven and Earth Designs because quite often they have a fabulous sale, this is still my only Heaven and Earth Designs WIP. I made myself a rule, which I'm going to break in the future. Not for this, but no more than one Heaven and Earth going at a time. That's my current rule. I mean, I might break it in the future. I mean, I haven't broken it yet. Okay, so my next oldest WIP is also a stitch along by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is the Dark Queen of the Seas. Ooh, ah, isn't she beautiful? Oh, that last one. It's on a fabric. It's like a 25 count Lugana. And did you see all the squares in it? Sorry. It's like called Easy Grid or Magic Grid or something like that. Teresa Little Stitcher talks you how to work within your 10 by 10 grid. Some fabrics have like a 20 by 20, but this one is a 10 by 10. And it just helps you keep up with where you are when you're stitching these full coverages that have a lot of confetti in them. For those of you who don't do a lot of cross stitch, confetti just means areas where there's like a multiple color changes just sprinkled throughout, just like colorful confetti. Okay, this is Autumn Lane Stitcheries, Dark Queen of the Seas, Stitch Along. We started her, I think it was last September. Yeah, so parts come out the first of every month since. This was the last drop, the last part. I managed to get caught up, and so I was ready to start this part on August 1st. I have not done so yet, but I will be doing that. What this part consists of is a bunch of really pretty foo-foo things like beads along the magic and beads and special threads in her hair. And look at all this beautiful back stitch on her tentacles. It's supposed to be telling like the story of her magic in her life. And look at, there's gonna be bling on the trident. Yes, all the good things, which I have not done yet, but it's coming soon. So this is where I am on my Dark Queen. Currently, she's only made of X's. No fancy, well, that's not true. I've got some petite treasure braid going on somewhere. Yeah, up in the magic, but here she is. She's beautiful. She's huge. She's on the kit fabric, which is I believe it's a 28 count. It's called Bewitched by Under the Seas Fabrics. Dyed specially for this project. Leslie from Under the Seas Fabric put together a kit for us, which included the fabric and the beads and the specialty threads, which I'll show you in just a second. But there she is. Isn't she beautiful? I do want to show you. So a lot of my threads have dwindled down into nothing. I've even had to steal from other projects, which I don't like to do. But when I first started cross stitching, I made these really cool, I think they're cool, like big thread drop cards for my big projects. And I love Disney. This is one of the mailers we got in the mail trying to get us to come to Disney. Like, you need to convince me to visit Disney. It's when Pandora opened. It's just one of their advertisements, but I loved it, so I kept it and turned it into one of my thread drop cards. This is another really cool thank you card I got from my future son-in-law when we took him on his first Disney trip. So nice sweet things written on the back. That's my DMC that we used for this. And like I said, a lot of it's gone or barely hanging on or just missing. I did want to show you, got some really pretty petite treasure braids that I'm going to be using for this project. Finishing up, we already used one, but look at these. And I have stitched with these for some other projects just in general, and I do like them. I didn't find them terrible to stitch with. I've heard I haven't stitched with the Kreinik yet, and a lot of my projects do have Kreiniks, so sort of dreading that. I haven't stitched with any of the DMC metallics yet, but I've heard they're awful too. Like, just difficult to stitch with, so I'm not looking forward to that either. I did stitch with some weird stuff on a recent Bothy Threads kit that was like Christmas tinsel, so that was not fun. And this is the bead pack. Just came like this. I haven't gotten into it yet because I haven't started the beading, but sorry for the crinkles, everybody. Let's see what we have in here. Oh, all sorts of gorgeous things. We've got a Swarovski crystal. Isn't that pretty? And we've got some pearls. And I think these are called bugle beads. Haven't used those before. Now I got to figure out how to get those to lay the right way. And some delicas. Oh, they're beautiful. They're all beautiful. I'm looking forward to getting started on that. Hopefully tomorrow. I was planning to do it today, but it just hasn't quite worked out today. I'm doing this instead, so let me get them all back in here. I didn't think about what I need to be talking about to y'all when I'm trying to put everything back together. It's kind of a pain. It means I have to move faster. Dark Queen of the Seas lives in this, one of my very first this might be my first project bag I ever bought. And it's the Beauty and the Beast stained glass fabric. And I don't believe that the person who made this, there's cat hair on it, is making these anymore. So, but isn't that beautiful fabric? I'm sure you can get that somewhere because everybody loves that fabric. So, Dark Queen. That was number 3. Yeah. Okay. Number 4 is going to be another one of my stitch alongs. This is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Christmas Wreath Club. Been stitching on this one almost a year too. This has a part come out every month, and I'm not caught up yet. This is going to be our last part, and it's coming out soon, so I've got to get busy on that. But it is going to be made into a pillow when we're done. Isn't that cute? I love it. This is where I am on Christmas Wreath Club. Pretty good, huh? This is stitched on 28 count Heartland by Picture This Blessed. This was a kit fabric. This is just using DMC thread. Right here. Just finished the snowman the other day. These are my DMC colors, all DMC. It lives in one of my very, very favorite project bags by Dot Dot Goose. It's a lovely Mickey Christmas set. And then I have a little thread bed here where you can put, I don't know, your needles and all your little scraps. And for this particular chart, I have used the mess out of these scraps. I know this looks like a tangle mess, but I can actually figure out what I'm doing with it. So, yeah, this one's rolling along. Like I said, I'm a little behind, but I've got this. Hey, I caught up on that Dark Queen, so now I feel like I can do most anything. So this would be number 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Number 5, another stitch along. I'm a member of the Stitching Book Club's stitch alongs for the year. I got the membership when it came out, and this book we're working on is Little Women. This is just a picture of part 1, and that's all I've done is part 1. I believe even through part 3 has been released, and I'm really, really behind. I believe part 2 was like a Gigantor house. Part 3 might have been some stuff underneath. Not a lot left, and I'm behind. I don't know when I'm going to get it caught up. Will I get it caught up in time before the next book? We shall see. I did purchase the kit from, it's the Stitching Book Club on Instagram, but on Etsy it's Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, and her name is Kristen. There's my start. And this is an even weave. Oh, I can't remember. She didn't give us, I don't believe she gave us a huge amount of information about it, but that's where I am. It was really fun to stitch the needle and thread. I did enjoy that part. And I do like how the letters turned out. Yeah, I think I got off a little bit on it, but it worked out. She, just all DMC. She gave us a little card. And this lives in my, oh, let's see, 28 count even weaves, all I wrote down for this. This is in my Jane Austen project bag, courtesy of Cricklewood Crossing. That is one of my favorite bag makers. You can find them on Etsy. All right. I don't think I'm going to put everything up in between each, just maybe my thread and my paperwork, and then I'll put the piece in there when I'm done. This folding takes too long. All right, so in May, I did Owl Forest Mania with Mary Ashcraft. Sorry, now I've got dust or cat hair or something flying around tickling my nose. I did Owl Forest Mania with Mary Ashcraft, and I started a new Owl Forest piece every week of the month, every Monday of the month, except for the last Monday because it was Memorial Day and I was traveling and on the road. So my first Owl Forest, and I love Owl Forest, okay? I have lots of Owl Forest, and I have to decide with some sort of reward system, like if I finish one, I can start another one, because that Dinosaur Forest kit, I just got that. Oh, it's so good. I'm waiting to start that. There's several things. So, but I'm going to make myself not start another Owl Forest till I finish some of these. So, first one, Bayoon Cat. Upside down Bayoon Cat. Isn't he handsome? He's like my favorite. He's a really bad cat. He's the cat of death. Doesn't look like the cat of death, but he's the cat of death. And it came as a kit, so it had the pattern, needle minder, floss, beautiful floss, fabric, whole 9 yards. So I'm using everything that came in the kit. This is just a linen, I don't know if it's 28 or 32 count, but here's where I am on this cat. And there's a cool needle minder that came with it. Isn't he good looking? Yeah, I like him. He's very fun stitch. He lives in my super cool stitch bag from Lolly of Lollipop Stitches. She has a store, Lollipop Stitches, on her on Etsy. You can also find it on her Instagram. Yeah, cute, super cute. There he is, Bayoon Cat by Owl Forest Embroidery. I've already lost count, so there's that, right? All right, next Al Forest piece. Strawberry Summer. Gotta make sure that one was the right way up. Strawberry Summer by Al Forest Embroidery. I like this one. I think this will go in my kitchen one day. Very pretty. I love strawberries. Kit came with the kit also. This is the Pretty Floss. Pretty Floss, right? Yeah, I love it. And let's see, make sure I think I'm doing the right direction. All right, there's where I am. That's how far I am. I'm just kind of at that medallion in the middle. Not tons done, but decent progress, decent progress. It's living in my June bag of the month from So Much to Love. So Much to Love makes wonderful bags. I've ordered several, and I also belong to their bag of the month club, which I believe there are some openings for. Super well made. Really fun to get nice stuff every month, and this cute needle minder came with it as well. Yeah, I enjoy stitching on that one. My next Al Forest piece is Hedgehog Meadow. Aren't they cute? Yeah, this one did not come as a kit. I ordered all the pieces. They did have everything separately. Like, you could buy the chart, you could buy the fabric, you could buy the needle minder, you could buy the floss. I didn't buy the needle minder, but the rest of the pieces I just ordered separately. Let's see what I got going here. This is the floss. Isn't that pretty? My floss looks really tangly and a mess, but it's really not bad once I start working with it. Don't despair. It lives in, whoa. Stuff was about to go sliding off my pile. It lives in one of these little bags I got from Amazon. Now, I had a FlossTuber when I first started stitching that showed these bags, and I thought, gosh, those are really cute, and they are very inexpensive. However, I would not recommend, because this is what the sides do. They just, I don't know if I just got a bad one, but I don't know if I had a 3 or 4 pack, but most of them, the seams just don't stay together. So, yeah. Anyway, here we are with Hedgehog Meadow. Aren't they cute? I do feel like I need to do some sort of back stitching or something, especially around these two hedgies, to make them stand out a little bit more. I think they're really cute. Called for fabric, called for floss, needle minder. That's not the needle minder that came with it, but it's a needle minder I ordered from Al Forest, because their needle minders are very reasonably priced. And if you're already ordering stuff and paying the shipping, might as well throw in a couple cute needle minders, huh? There we go. All right, and my last Al Forest start was the little humpback horse. Isn't this one cute? I love the sun and the moon. The horses, the whale. Yeah, this is based on a Russian fairy tale that I don't know very much about. I have tried to investigate some. It was outlawed apparently for a while because it poked some fun at nobility, and was made into a ballet as well. If you know some more about it, happy to share. I have a teeny tiny start on this one, just because I was at the beach and it was kind of hard to see all this white. And let's see. There we go. It's just on nice linen kit fabric. That's where I am. So I'm kind of just over the little pergola over the two people. That's kind of where I started. I did a middle start on that one. I'm never quite sure about measuring this fabric, this kit fabric that I get from them, and I usually do prefer to start in the top left corner, but with these Al Forest kits, I kind of just measure in the middle, because I'm not really 100% sure about their measuring, and etc. So, okay, let's see. Oh, floss. Yeah, pretty floss. It's just in a little regular plastic Amazon bag. Nothing exciting. Just didn't have anything with the right vibe to go with it. So, okay. Here we are. So, we're already on to Halloween. And I'm about 25 minutes in, so that's not so bad. Okay. Because we're going to start off with my favorite Halloween stitch. Happy Haunts by Good Morning Maui. these characters are based on the rides at Disneyland and Disney World. And it's one of my very, very favorite attractions at Disney. And so I was very excited when I saw this. Good Morning Maui has really, really great, great designs, good beginner stitching, even advanced stitchers enjoy, of course, but just kind of fun little motifs, characters. And this is a big one. You can find Good Morning Maui on Etsy. And this is Happy Haunts. So I've got 2 rows, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 rows to do, and I have 2 of the 5 done. Right, here we are. This is stitched on 16 count Aida in Graceful Gray. I don't know how well it's gonna show up, all the back stitching. Like, I love the back stitching, like the bride's veil. It's so good. That organ was a beast. That's where I started. And you don't have to backstitch the little ghosts, but I really couldn't see them without, and so I went with it. These guys here, look at the cobweb. That's kind of not focusing very well, is it? And my second row is the graveyard. Look at her singing with her braid. I love that. And I love my statues with the trees. Even though I got off around some ears and a couple parts, I was able to make it work, and everything kind of worked out. And look at this dog. Oh, I love it. I love it. The moon with the cloud. This is like such a fun thing to stitch. I cannot wait to actually be able to frame this and hang this up every Halloween. It's gonna be fabulous. I love this one. Lolly of Lollipop Stitches. She actually has a hashtag for this one. I don't think I pulled that information out. I think it's like Happy Haunting Sal, S-A-L. Sal, S-A-L is Stitch Along. I also use this for the 3 Trail Stitchers. Good Morning Maui Sal. And so I also use hashtag TTS Maui, M-A-U-I Sal. This is my DMC. It's a lot of DMC for this. I was so excited the day I saw this chart, and I'm pretty sure I saw Lolly post something about it on Instagram as how I discovered this. The day I saw this, I went to my LNS. I bought all of the DMC. They helped me pick out the fabric. I started it the day. I was so excited about this one. It lives in one of my other very favorite bags. So Much to Love bag. Isn't that cute? God, it's adorable. I love this bag. Yeah, so I was just like, I was ready to stitch this thing. I've missed it. I have neglected it this summer, so I'm ready to get back at that. Get to work on that. My next Halloween WIP is a fairly new WIP, and granted, it's supposed to be finished by now because this was my piece that I chose for last month's cross stitch camp that's put on by the Colorado Stitcher. You're supposed to start and finish a piece within the same month, and I chose this one. It's called Tomb Sweet Tomb by Fairy Wool in the Wood. My sweet friend Sam from Sammy Liz, that's her FlossTube, she passed the stash to me. So I did start this last month, and because Dark Queen took all of my attention, I did not get it finished. Womp womp. Just calls for DMC. Pretty good neutral colors. I'm stitching this on a pretty little piece of Butter Crunch. This is a Needle Bling Designs fabric, 32 count. Picked this up at my LNS Stitchers here in Memphis. And nope, this is a 28 count, sorry. And it's called Butter Crunch. My very cute needle minder by Kilm Scott that I picked up at the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa. But that's what I've got. I've got the tree. Really, it's not a huge piece. It wouldn't take me forever to stitch, but probably gonna get pushed back to more October stitching. So it lives in a super cute, actually one of my favorite Garon toten bags called Aborigine Animals, I believe. Yeah, I love the Garon toten bags. They're beautiful, fabulous, super fun to get on there and try to pick your faves. All right, chucking everything back here. My next Halloween stitch, Blue Moon Manor by Praiseworthy Stitches. I found this probably shortly after I found the Happy Haunts. I actually found this chart at my LNS and picked it up and kitted it up. And there's a lot to this chart. Isn't it cute? So the moon stole my heart. He's so cute. Okay, so there's a lot to this chart. Let me just kind of briefly just say this is going to be the first chart that I ever purchased that had like, all right, so plenty of DMC, okay, but it also had this whatever this is, DMC metallic, and then it had all of these like Kreinik metallics and like a blending filament that glows in the dark. Yeah. And it has buttons, which I've got stuck somewhere. I'm hiding them from myself. I've got to find those. I got those. My LNS helped me get my hands on those. And then it has all these little beads. So there's legit a lot to this chart. I haven't made a lot of progress on it. I was able to actually get the called for fabric for this chart, which is like a 32 count cauldron by Picture This Plus, and this is a hard color to get your hands on. So see, it's kind of a bluey purple with orange in it. My LNS had it. I completely lucked out. So here's where I am, just down here in the corner. I got some trick-or-treaters and pumpkins and a dog going on. Yeah, not a lot of progress on this one, but I was super intimidated to start it, so I'm glad I just did start it. It lives in a super cute project bag by Lake House Stitch Co. Lake House Stitch Co. Is on Etsy. Gigi is her name. And she makes these bags to kind of help support her granddaughter. So very nice, very fast shipping, great craftsmanship on the bags. Would highly recommend. But yeah, here's where I am on Blue Moon Manor. I really love this fabric. It's great. It's great. All right. Oh, I mean, I said Happy Haunts. I'm sorry, I gotta not clap because I know y'all have headphones on, some of you. I said Happy Haunts was my favorite Halloween piece. I don't know. I really love this one. This is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. I'll flip over and show you my big picture. I started this beautiful beast with Bobby of Pumpkin Creek Primitives, Leanne Stitches of Forbidden Fiber Co., and Sam of Sammy Liz. And we started it, and we started use the hashtag Halloween at HRH Sal. I love this one. I would like to stitch on this one every day, okay? Here's where I am. I'm still in block 1. As far as I know, everyone is still in block 1 except for Leanne. She had a head start on the rest of us, and she might be into block 2 by now. She didn't really say, but she finished block 1. But here's my block 1. Aren't we lovely? So, super cute needle minder by Cricklewood Crossing. I did have a boo-boo on here. I will go into it a little bit. Somehow I am, I've counted this a million times, but somehow I must have started down or stitched something too long. And so like I'm off by a row. I'm just not gonna stitch that row. And one of my kind FlossTube viewers suggested just moving Mr. Skeleton up so I don't have to chop his legs off any. That's gonna work out for me too. This is a huge piece of fabric. I'm just gonna show you, okay? Okay, so it's not gonna be that wide. It's not gonna be that wide. Part of it's gonna be gone, but it is gonna be like this long, basically. So it's gonna be a big one. That frame's gonna break the bank, I believe. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Look at that moon. Ah, it's so good. I love this one. This is DMC is what it calls for. It might have a silk. It does have a silk. It does have a silk. It calls for silks. And you can buy all the silks or you can buy all the DMC. I don't know if anybody mixes and matches them, but this is all my DMC, okay? Garon Stitchery, last time I checked, they do have the silks for it, like in a pack. So if you want to do the silks, I mean, I would have loved to have done the silks. It's really pretty. It really costs a lot too. This lives in my Downton Abbey bag. I love the Downton Abbey too. All right. Yeah, I would have loved to have done those silks, but, you know, I don't know. I don't know how many there would have been. It would have been a lot. Maybe someday. Maybe someday for something else. Okay, this one, I think this is going to be my first official UFO. This is last year's edition of the Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition. And the piece that I'm talking about that I'm seriously considering being my first UFO. UFO means unfinished object. That means I probably won't ever do this one. Is this from the cover. Because this is the cutest kitten, right? So cute. The pumpkin, its little green eyes. It is hard to stitch. It's a beast to stitch, okay? Because I'm stitching it on this black Aida. All right. And it's great. Look at the colors. The colors are great. Like, really, it's great. But, oh, I guess it goes like this. I don't know. But it's on black Aida. Let's start with that. Second, all of the colors of the cat are very similar. They're like 3 or 4 different grays. And then it's black on top of the black Aida. And it's so much counting without actually having like, you know, if you're counting to like stitch a pumpkin, you can kind of see that you're getting a pumpkin. You know, this is just like lines and my eyes are crossing. And it got called for a challenge and I skipped it. That's how much I didn't want to stitch it. Which signals to me that I probably will not be finishing that. That's really my only WIP that I feel that way. Pretty much my only WIP I feel that way about. So, it's just living in a little Amazon bag. Yep, it's probably going to be a UFO. Yep. So, there's that. All right, my next one. Oh, I really like this one. This is a Cooler Classic Charts Halloween Ball. Okay. I like this one a lot. But I think I might restart this one. The fabric that I started this on is probably really too busy for this. And so I haven't really picked it back up. I really should have gone for a more neutral background. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Those are all the pretty colors. DMC. They are really pretty colors. But I chose this opalescent Be Stitch Me piece of Awakening. And there's my start. And let's see, let me show you what part this is. Let me try to figure it out. It goes like this. Okay, sorry. It goes like this. And this is like the bottom of the guy's like vest and his coat. But see how that green is so close? I don't know. I don't really think it's probably the best. I don't know. It could be okay. What do y'all think? Give me some feedback on this one. Because I love this fabric. And I love this chart. I would love to have him dancing on this. I did choose kind of like, you know, I would be stitching a lot in this lighter part, so it might work out okay. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know. I would love to hear. Because this is one that I am on the fence about restarting. Sincerely. It lives in a little Amazon bag. I don't have very many Halloween, like fancy Halloween bags. Guess I should do something about that. Probably not going to be a problem, right? Okay. All right. My next one is Things I Know for Certain by Mkissa Creations. I love this. This is a practical magic piece. I started this piece to celebrate Carrie of 3 Trail Stitchers. This was her birthday stitch along. She asked if we would stitch on something with a quote or words on it that we really like. And this is a saying from the movie. Okay. And I am stitching this on a 32 count Miscellaneous by Under the Seas Fabrics. Here's where I am. Okay, just because of how it's at my Q-snap, this doesn't really make sense, but it's like always throw, and it's going to say like salt over your blah, 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 and you're supposed to plant rosemary by your garden gate. And anyway, so there's where I'm started. I like this color Miscellaneous. I don't think Leslie's going to be dyeing this one anymore. I don't think this one made the cut for staying in the regular rotation, but I really like it. Could be wrong, but I'm stitching it. Okay, so you can see all the words are different colors, and all those witches down there, they're all black, but I'm stitching all of it monochromatic with this Gloriana silk. And this is this little purple. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I love that. I love that. It looks really nice, I think. So, haven't gotten a lot done on that one, but I've only spent about a day, maybe a day and a half on it. I use these really cool project trackers from S Ward Designs. You can find those on Etsy. S like Sam, Ward like W-A-R-D Designs. This one is living in my Tennessee project bag, courtesy of Garon Totem Bags. We got some barbecue and some Beale Street up there to represent Memphis. All right. My next Halloween stitch, I have to admit, is still on the Q-snap because I just started it yesterday. This is my August cross stitch camp piece, and it is a complimentary chart from Plum Street Samplers. It's gonna be my first Plum Street Samplers chart. Happy Hauntings. There you go. I believe I found it on their blog. Isn't it cute? Just got the biggest hair started, just the fur. So I'm using all of the called for, which is a bunch of really pretty gentle arts. And this is a piece of 32 count Escape by Bestitch Me, Brandy of Bestitch Me. I thought that looked like the night sky kind of going into sunset. I thought that would be cute. Yeah, and it lives in this project bag by Lila Stiles. Disney at Night. Love it. So that one, hopefully we'll have finished. Sticking to my shirt. I wonder what I think it goes to this project. Hopefully we'll have finished in time for cross stitch camp this month. All right, done with Halloween. Done with Halloween. All right, moving on to Christmas, my favorite. Okay, Christmas. The Christmas Eve Sampler by Joan Elliott. Isn't it beautiful? I fell immediately in love with this one as well. Actually, Carla of Rolodex Stitcher, she has a FlossTube and an Instagram. Check her out. She's stitching like a Halloween one of this. And when I was looking at the Halloween one, I saw the Christmas one. And so I jumped on the Christmas one because Christmas is my thing. It is called for is black and gold Krynic. And I didn't want to do the black. So I chose a DMC, a dark green. I think I chose 500. And I will be using the gold Krynic. Yeah, it's definitely 500. And let's see. See that? Yeah. That's what I'm going to be using for it. I've only spent a couple days on it. It says 2 days. I started this on Christmas Eve last year, so here we are. I'm stitching this on a 32 count vintage smoky white. Yeah. So just like the top corner done. It's a lot of stitches though. It's pretty. Frosty's cute. I don't remember where I got that from. It lives in, I believe this bag is by Stitch in Peace. Isn't it cute? And it's real sparkly. Yeah, they have an Etsy, Stitch in Peace, like a peace sign. I like their bags. I have a couple of those, her bags. And they usually give you like a little free Ort catcher with it. My next Christmas piece is Snowy Christmas Quaker Style by RETM. I love this one. Sorry, bad glare there. Yeah, so I'm stitching this one on a 28 count Picture This Plus dwarf. And let's see where we are. Goes like this. Pretty, huh? Yeah, so I don't even have a page done on this one yet. I am using all of the called for floss, which are gentle arts. As a more experienced stitcher now, I realize I probably could have saved myself a little bit of money and just gone for a, you know, DMC version of chalk, because there's really not any variegation in it. But, you know, it is what it is. Looks good. This lives in another super sparkly project bag. I love it. This one is by That's So, S-E-W, Sue, S-U-E shop. I couldn't resist the sparkles. They're beautiful. So I'll be working on these around Christmas. My next Christmas piece, just recently started. This was for one of my Christmas in July starts for last month. Santa's Sleigh Ride by Dames of the Needle. I love this one. It is stitched on a 28 count milk chocolate by Witchell, I think. Here we are. Yeah. Oh, I don't think an upside down Christmas tree is very Christmassy. Get a little Krampus on you here, but here we go. Yeah, isn't that good? So the moon is stitched with Ohio Lemon Pie. I love the floss for this. These are all Gentle Arts again. Yeah. Just kind of goes to show though how these pictures turn out. I mean, doesn't this look like it's stitched on pink? It looks pink, right? It's not pink, but anyway. Not a ton left to go. Super cute needle minder from Abby Top Knot Stitcher. This lives in a project bag, like I said, by somebody I think who's not making project bags anymore, so I'm not going to mention it, except that you can find project bags made with this cute Grinch fabric. Yeah. All right, next Christmas piece, Elf Biscorn U by the Tiny Modernist. Yeah, this is one of my early purchases when I first started stitching. It does look like the elf in Elf, yeah. And I did start this for Christmas in July last month. It is stitched using DMC. Here's my start. He's pretty cute, right? He's got some back stitching to go with him, and all of these little specks right here, they are Christmas tree lights, so there's like a little cord or whatever that runs through them. Yeah. It's my first Biscorn U. It lives in one of those Amazon flowery Amazon bags that I say buyer sort of beware. This one's held up much better than the other one, but it hasn't gotten as much handling, I will tell you that. My next Christmas piece is Merry and Minty. It was a free stitch by Brenda Gervais last holiday season. I do not have a picture of this because it was free. You might be able to find it on her Instagram or her website. I might be able to insert a picture if you're interested, if I can figure out how to do that, but that's where I am. Last month in Christmas in July, I worked very briefly on this, just doing these two poinsettias. It's on a 36 count. It's like an antique white. My hoop last month kind of stretched my fabric a little bit. If I use that hoop again, which is kind of doubtful, I will make sure to line it with felt like I do my Q snaps. Everyone suggested that's a good idea. Those are the fancy flosses that this one calls for, and it calls for DMC. I don't really love working on this one. I think it's really pretty, but being 36 count, using one thread, I just am not the biggest fan of one thread. So, I mean, that's on me, you know. But you do tend to work on stuff less if you just aren't really enjoying it. I have a couple of Christmas ornaments here that I would like to finish this year. This is from the 2020 Christmas ornament edition of Just Cross Stitch. I feel like I'm racing because I'm like 49 minutes in. Just give me just a second here. I just need a little swig. Oh yeah. Okay. So I started this one for my son. Let me get to it. My son liked bears when he was little, so I'm going to do this polar bear. This polar bear is by Natalia Luneva, L-U-N-E-V-A. So this is where I am. I did change a few things. I chose my own color. I think it's black or something dark, and this is like an evergreen color. And then for the Aurora Borealis See how it's all kind of green on there. I chose a Weeks Madras variegation. That's where I am on that one. Oh, and also for polar bear, I've got all this fun whisper. Yeah, I shouldn't have bought the black. I don't need a black herring fuzzy nose, but the other colors, yeah, they'd be pretty. Yep. And then the other ornament that I have that I started is by Tempting Tangles Designs. I love them. Evergreen Santa. It's this one right here. Cute, right? My brother and sister-in-law live in Colorado, so I started it. Is this the way? Yeah. That's Santa's bag and part of his coat. But this is like, even though it's pretty and it's a linen and it's white and I got glittery like snow, it's like, it's kind of a wonky weave, and so my stitches weren't coming out exactly the way I liked them to. So I put it down for a little bit. I got a little frustrated at it. It's just some pretty floss. You know, it's just DMC, but I did choose some Lady Dot Creates Motherlode, this little pom-pom, when I do finish it, to finish it into an ornament. I want to use this because I thought this is gonna look great with all of this. Yeah, I like it. So I will get back to those someday. I had so many things I wanted to stitch out of that ornament issue last year and got like exactly none of them finished. Okay, my next Christmas piece was from the Stitching Book Club, and it was a Christmas Carol stitch along that we did last year, and if I can find it, I will post a picture now. But this is like part 1, which I'm just barely past part 1. So there we are. But those are pretty, isn't it pretty? Yeah, it's pretty DMC colors. It does have little French knots in it. And I did this on a 28 count Havisham, which is one of my favorites colors by Picture This Plus. It's like a white with some yellow and lavender in it. It's beautiful. Yeah. It lives in, I just punched myself in the face. It lives in another Lake House Stitch Co bag. Isn't that cute? Yeah. I would like to finish that too. That was one of the things I believe I was going to try to work on for Christmas in July, but like I said, Dark Queen kind of derailed those plans, and so I didn't get as much Christmas in July done as I wanted to. I mean, I might have to make, you know, do some Christmas in the fall. I don't know. Okay. I think this might be my last Christmas piece. It is my last Christmas piece. My last and literally my favorite Christmas piece, which was my birthday start last year. The Nutcracker by RATM. Just take a look. Look at all the beautifulness. All right, so I'm stitching this one on a 32 count of Picture This Plus Tyco. And I have 2 pages finished. That's where I am. Isn't it pretty? I love it so much. So much. I think my favorite part is these flowers here. I like this blue too, though. I don't know. DMC is what we were using for this. It's living in another super cute project bag by Stitch and Piece. Yeah. Oh. Might have flashed a little pattern there that I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I love this one. That's probably my favorite Christmas piece right there. Yeah, not probably. That is my favorite Christmas piece. I would like to get it done by my birthday, which is in December, so I can start a new thing for my birthday, but I don't really know how all that's going to work out or what my feelings are going to be about that when we get there. We'll see. Okay, so now I'm on to the Miscellaneous. Rolling right along here. I have no idea what number I'm at. I just couldn't keep up with that, guys. Sorry. This one I am going to try to insert a color picture of because I didn't print a color picture. I just have black and white. But this is another piece by Autumn Lane Stitchery. It's called Autumn Town. All right. I started, this as part of a stitch along that Kristen from the Steel City Stitcher started with Matt NBC Stitcher. He has a FlossTube and an Instagram, and this was supposed to be hashtag holiday hangover Sal. Okay, so you can't really tell here, but this is a beautiful autumn scene. Lots of pretty different trees, and anyway, let me just show you what we're working with here. I purchased the special fabric specifically for this piece. It is by Mountain Air, and it is called Apple Harvest, and they named and did this color just for this piece. So here's where we are. So this red is a Gloriana. The rest is the rest DMC? I think the rest is DMC. Yeah, so I've got some Glorianas here that go with it. DMC, pretty colors. But yeah, it's not a small piece either. It's gonna be a good size. But you don't have to stitch the green because the green of the town on the grass and the whole hill, because that's why they chose this color of the fabric. So don't stitch it. It lives in another super cute project bag from Annie Joyfield Stitcher. Wizard of Oz. Love it. That project has been not getting very much attention lately. I haven't stitched, I've stitched 3 days on it, and the last time was March 26th. I was gonna try to stitch on it the 26th of every month because that's the day they started the stitch along on December 26th after the holiday. So yeah. Okay, next one, I'm gonna try to insert a picture of this one too, because this one I do not have a picture of because it was in a magazine that I do not have a copy of. It is my Wallace and Gromit piece. It was in the April 2021 World of Cross Stitch magazine, and what I was able to do was I was able to use my Libby app and go on through my library and borrow the copy of the magazine. So I borrowed it when I started it, but I haven't done very much on it. So it's a portrait of Wallace and Gromit backed by massive amounts of this wallpaper. Okay. This is stitched on a 28 count, just a white Lugana, because it is a full coverage piece and you're not going to see it. I started this because I love Wallace and Gromit, and Rocio of Cocohama Stitchery talked about this pattern on her FlossTube. Go check her out. She's wonderful. There's all my floss. Yeah, so lots and lots of wallpaper. I'm just showing you. I just have a little dot done. So it lives in a super cute project bag by Dot Dot Goose. Dot Dot Goose. You can find them on Etsy. Someday I'm gonna get back to that. I like that. Well, I mean, I love Wallace and Gromit. Like, a lot. When I was a kid, I was actually lucky enough to see a whole museum exhibit when I was visiting in Arizona of all the little motion characters, and it was awesome. All right, my next one was my new year, new start. I started Let Freedom Ring. I started this with Pam of Just Keep Stitching, and our hashtag for this is hashtag Stitch for Freedom Sal by Leila's Studio. Let Freedom Ring. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's really gorgeous. Okay, so it is, I don't know if it's charted for anything. Oh, it is. Okay, so DMC, and I've got some Classic Colorworks with it. Okay, that's all the DMC. And I was just like so gung-ho to start this thing. And it was the holidays. And I really just didn't have time to procure a good size fabric for it. So I'm like playing fast and loose with this fabric, okay? Because this is a fat quarter of just another sampler by Brandy at Stitch Me. And you see I've got like 1 1/4 inch margin, which I am a fan of 2 inches. So yeah, like I said, I'm living dangerous here. But, you know, that's the top, and I stitched my border, and that's the bottom, and it fits, and it might be a complete, whoo, it might be a rough one to frame, but hey. You know what I love about this one? I love this twist across the top. Does that not even just look like 3D? This is so good. The colors are, they're beautiful. Yeah, little Miss Betsy Ross here, but I love this one. I love it. Need to get back busy on it. It lives in another Garon toting bags. Boy, that sounded really, really country when that came out of my mouth like that. Garon toting bags. Okay, super cute. All these stitches, all these stamps. I love it. It's just, they're just so well made. And Gary and Ronnie, they just like, they get these bags just like shipped out super, super fast. They're super efficient. I mean, fairly priced. Just, I don't know, what more can you ask for, right? Yeah, more bags, right? But yeah, I love this one. I love this one. That is a fun thing about these WIP parades. It makes you want to stitch on your stuff, right? You're like, oh my God, I forgot about that. I didn't forget about this one. Okay, so long dog samplers. Pandemic. I was able to download this when Jules offered this for free last year. I love it. It's beautiful. It is Gigantor. I think I'm going to be starting another one of hers to stitch for my son this year to commemorate his senior year in high school. So I'm not going to be planning to work on this at all the rest of the year. Not at all. I've barely worked on it as it is, but I will show you what I did. When this came out, you know, stuff was hard to find. Stuff was hard to get your hands on. Fabric was hard to get, especially a large piece of fabric. I had to order boxes of DMC because I wanted to just, you know, make sure everything was good. So, this is a beautiful color. 3808 on this gray. This is what I have done. Okay. And what I did was, just to help me keep up with my stitches along the way, like every 10 stitches, I did a full cross. And then I used this other little color. And this helped me mark like where my pages are gonna be. Because, I mean, this thing's a blanket, y'all. All right, so we're gonna be like, yeah, all the way to here. And all the way down. So, it's so big. I really want to stitch it. I do belong to the Facebook group, which is really cool because people have added all of their own motifs and personalizations and shared them along the way, you know, like just to commemorate what a wild year 2020 was. I don't mean wild in a good way, you know, it's just, yeah. So someday I will be back at that one, I believe. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, I like this one. The Fox by Stitchy Princess. There you go. There's where you can find her on Etsy. I have purchased several of her charts. I love them. Beautiful. This one, and most of them just, they use DMC. There's my, aren't those pretty colors? I love those colors. Okay, so this is going to be on an 18 count Aida in a blue. This is from Dying for Cross Stitch. This was a fabric of the month from some April. I don't know what April because I purchased this fabric from a D-stash from Annie Joyful Stitcher, but there's Fox, Mrs. Fox. Isn't she pretty? And I love the moon. Oh, and I love my Cricklewood Crossing needle minder here. Maker. But yeah, so I'm like halfway done. That's like the top half, and I've got the bottom half to go. Cute. I love that one. This one lives in another little Amazon bag. I don't know when I'm gonna get back to that. I guess maybe when I'm feeling wintry. This is definitely a winter stitch. Not Christmas, just winter. I love it though. Super pretty. Oh, speaking of Stitchy Princess, I've got a Mrs. Fox and now I have Mrs. Hen. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, I started this for myself for Mother's Day. I started while I was at the beach. I got very little stitching done on it, but this was like my Mother's Day start because I love, do you see this chicken right here with this kerchief on? He's like the chicken in Hop. Just like, coup d'etat. Oh, he's got the kooky eyes and I love it so much. So I am stitching this on a stone nougat. I think it's like a 32 count linen. I've got a little sun in the start of the border. Super cute stitch needle minder from Lollipop Stitches. Stitch is my spirit animal. It's true. Okay, so kind of the fun thing about this one is it lives in my So Much to Love project bag that has all the chickens on it. I'm not even a chicken person. I don't know how this happened, but I've got the chicken bag. And then that same month, So Much to Love, they gave us like a thread keep that's got like a, see the chickens? Chickens are everywhere. That's my DMC. This one is so cute. I love this one. I only worked on it that one day, but I would like to put some more time into it soon. Okay, another one. Okay, this is from Forbidden Fiber Company, The Mandalorian. This was a box that I think they call them a treasure trove, and it came with all sorts. It came with a pattern. This pattern, it came with the fabric. It came with this fancy floss, all with cool names that relate to Star Wars and The Mandalorian, etc., etc. It came with lots of treats and just fun stuff. I started this one with my friend Sam of Sammy Liz on May the 4th. Hashtag, you know, May the 4th be with you. I think our hashtag is, I don't remember our hashtag. Shoot, I'd have to look back at one of my old Instagram posts. Anything you want to follow my progress on too. I mean, I'm on Instagram as Memphis Sarah E. So if you wanted to, if you really wanted to know, maybe I'll figure it out in time and be able to pop it up here. But Sam's son came up with our hashtag and it was cute. Sorry, I can't remember it. But here's where I am on this. Just right here. That's a super cute Jedi needle minder. I hope that's showing up. It is on the kit fabric, which is just a really, really nice neutral. And it came with beautiful floss. Doesn't this look like planets? This little... Oh yeah, and there's a frog, because you know, if you know anything about the Mandalorians, you know frogs are on the menu. All right, so these are so good. These colors are so great. Where's one of my favorite? I'm trying to get to it. This is the way. You see that? Oh, it's so pretty. Chewbacca's one of my favorites too. Where's that one at? Oh, Wookiee. Sorry. It's called Wookiee, not Chewbacca. Wookiee. So good. You know, we've got the child. We got some good ones in here. It lives in a fabulous, fabulous project bag from Lala Styles. Look. Yeah, I love everything about this one. I think I was just trying to get points for one of my stitching challenges, so I started on all this big words. I need to get back to this. This one's fun and it's a cute pattern. That's a recurring theme here. It's really cute. I love it. I need to get back and stitch it some more. All of it true. My next one. This is another stitch along that I started with Allison. Jessica. Why did I call you Allison, Jessica? I'm sorry. Jessica. Her Instagram is at Down Allison Road, okay? And she was like, we should do a stitch along. And so we did a stitch along of Patrick and Molly Gobble Couple. Now, it's not just for Patrick and Molly, okay? It's for any of the Gobble couples. And it's hashtag Gobble Couple Sal. And also the designer, she keyed right into it and she's like, I might show some little sneak peeks on there because she's working on more Gobble couples. So check out our hashtag. And if you're stitching on a Gobble couple, join our stitch along because it's fun to see everyone's progress. And I haven't done much more than finish Mr. Patrick here. There he is. Handsome fella. Super fun to stitch. Now, he is stitched on a piece of XJude Designs 32 count Rusty Mountain. It's a beautiful fabric. I cannot say enough. If you have the opportunity to get some of this fabric, it's great. It's beautiful and it's great to stitch on. And he stitched using DMC. There he is. Got his little beer. Little dark ale looking thing here. I don't know what he's drinking. Something good, I guess. And this little blingy shamrock is from Autumn Lane Stitchery. There he is. So I need to finish Molly so I can get busy on my other gobble couples. They live in a super cute bag from Lake House Stitch Co. Isn't that cute? I love it. Little toadstool here. Little fox with the hat. A fox with a hat? A hat with the pom-pom on it? Come on. So cute. Okay. Yeah. All right, my next one. This is my anniversary stitch. It's by Park Hopper Bart. It's the Robin Hood sampler. I love this one. Park Hopper Bart has amazing designs. You can find him on Gumroad. Gumroad is a website where you can buy things and you just pay what you want for him, basically. He has a lot of Disney inspired pieces, which is right up my alley. This one is Robin Hood sampler, which I'm turning into a wedding sampler. It is very inclusive and easy to customize because you can turn your foxes into girl foxes, boy foxes. You can change your initials to your initials. You can change the date to your date. Super great. It's actually a really pretty palette of DMC. The color is just really, this doesn't ever do him justice, but here we go. Here we go. There we are. That's where I am. Had to do some frogging last time, so I spent some time frogging instead of stitching, so I'm not as far along as I would like. These trees are large when you're stitching them, but these colors just really, they really just glow. I don't really know a better way to say that. It's DMC, and they're just beautiful. This is on a 32 count stone nougat. I don't know if it's like a Zweigart. I think it's probably a Zweigart. That's the called for fabric. Another little cute needle minder from Autumn Lane Stitchery. But yeah, that's where I am. Maybe I'm a third of the way done. What you think? Maybe? I don't know. I love it though. It's beautiful. Go check Bart out. Park Hopper Bart. Oh, that's not even right. Sorry, this is Gobble Couple Floss. I was wondering why there was that purple in there. This is Robin Hood Sampler Floss. Yeah, you see that green? It's good, y'all. It's really good. That one is DMC 730. It's pretty, and this one too, 733. Yeah, they're good. They're good. They live in So Much to Love Fabric of the Month. Bag of the Month. This is from February this year. It's a little lovey-dovey. I thought that was appropriate since it must be my anniversary stitch. All right. Speaking of Disney, this is another Disney stitch along. This one I have not given a lot of time or attention to, and shame on me because I was so excited about it. This is from Abby Sue Designs. You can find her on Instagram. You can find her on Etsy. She has fabulous, fabulous Disney designs, and she did a free Dogs of Disney summer stitch along. Okay, so I think we know who everybody is now. She is going to be doing a cat stitch along with all the cats of Disney. That one's not free. I believe it starts in September. All right, so here we are. The first character is Stitch. That's as far as I am. I'm not even done with him, but here he is. Okay, and I'm doing this on a piece of fabric flare with these little rainbow paw prints. I thought it was cute. This is a needle binder that Fangirl Fibers came up with for our stitch along. And let me just show you the DMC for this. Is this not like the most happiest bunch of DMC? Like, I guess because it's Disney, huh? It's living in this amazing, amazing project bag I got from Lila Styles. And this is really apropos because these Disney characters don't have any faces, and Abby Sue, a lot of her Disney designs are characters without faces. Kind of worked out perfect. I didn't plan it that way, but you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you that, right? All right. hey, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. All right, this one is a fun one. This one's from the Primitive Hair. I started this in February. It's called Winter Blessings. I started this in February because I'm in Memphis and we had a snowstorm. And I mean, we had a double snowstorm and we never get, some years we don't even get snow. It usually is like this much and the whole city shuts down. We had inches and inches and inches of snow. Our city shut down. We spent a lot of time inside. So I had to do something wintry, snowy to commemorate it. So I started this one by the Primitive Hair, Winter Blessings. It is stitched on a piece of 30 count Old Salem linen from the Primitive Hair. If you've ever bought fabric from the Primitive Hair, you would know how amazing it smells. It smells like coffee. It's fabulous, but here we go. This is where I am. That pretty? I love it. I made some decent progress on that. I've got a ways to go. And this is the pretty, it's a pretty DMC to go with it, and a few classic color works too. I love this one. The birds. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm looking forward to it. This definitely, it has a cold weather feel for me. So, I mean, I don't imagine working on it until January again, but I like it. I like it a lot. All right, the next one is my first and only so far Blackbird Designs. I saw this at my LNS this summer, and I had to buy this book because there were several pieces that I loved in it. And the piece that I wanted to start with that I really loved the most was this one. It's called Summer Jubilee. And I was just really digging this pink. I love the flowers. I loved it with the flag. I love the fabric, which I was unable to get because it's like a, it's like Blackbird, or not Blackbird, something. What's it called? I'm gonna look now because my ladies at my LNS were like, yeah, 18th century Blackbird linen from R&R. Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. So we found something else, and I really like it. Turned out really well. Twilight Blue. Yeah, that's my progress on it. I stitch on this the first weekend of every month. It is something that Brenda and the Serial Starter started. It is a BBD weekend Sal. That's the hashtag. And you just stitch on a Blackbird the first weekend of every month. And so I've spent, I guess they started it in May or June. So I've done it twice. I meant to do it at the beginning of this month, but I was bogged down with Dark Queen, so we missed our August weekend. But these are the colors. They're all gentle arts. Aren't they beautiful? Oh, I love them. Yeah, it's really pretty. It lives in a another super cute Cricklewood Crossing project bag. I love it. Love me some Mickey. Okay. This one's fun too. All right, so this is a stitch along that I'm doing with my friends Bobby from Pumpkin Creek Primitives and Carrie from the Three Trail Stitchers. Both have great floss tubes. Bobby also has a great Etsy shop. She gets stuff to you fast. She has a large selection. Carrie does a wonderful floss tube with her sister Sarah and her cousin Whitney. And this is what we're stitching on. Labyrinth Friends by the Little Stitcher. Because we all were born around the same time and we all love this movie and we remember it as kids growing up and we thought it would be fun to do. And we've Zoomed a couple times and we definitely talk much more than we stitch, okay? Because, and you're gonna see that because I should have a lot more done, but I don't. This is where I'm at. See? Yeah, I love this though. It's on a 20 count Ada by Be Stitch Me. It's called Awakening. I bought this from one of Annie Joyfield Stitcher's D-stashes. It's the first time I've stitched on 20 count Ada. I like it. It just, the colors just look like the Bog of Eternal Stench to me. And that's our hashtag. Hashtag Bog, B-O-G, of Eternal Stench Sal. Bobby came up with that one. And my fabric just happens to really look like it. Yeah. So this is gonna be good. This is with the DMC. I like it, I like it. It's living in another Lila Styles bag. Love, love, love it. Quidditch field. Green Gods. Yeah, anyway, great bag. All right. My next one I have not made very much progress on. I was making this for someone for their birthday, but that didn't really happen. So I'm just going to work on a little bit at a time. Coffee First by Luminous Fiber Arts. That's Misty Purcell. Coffee First, then the Worm. Yeah, super cute. All right. So this one is being stitched on a 36 count piece of Dapple by Picture This Plus. All I have done, guys, is just this top border across the top. This is probably one of my more pitiful starts. But I just got a little part of the border done across the top. Like I said, I've got a long ways to go on this one. Super cute needle minder. Kind of looks like a Tudor rose. That is from, is it from Owl Forest? I'm not sure. It might be Kirkwood. I can't remember. Anyway, pretty colors. Lives in a really cute bag by the 805 Stitcher. Yes, the 805 Stitcher. You can find the 805 Stitcher on Etsy. I love Mr. Narwhal. Alright. Next up is my hashtag Stitch Asia piece. Stop Asian Hate. This is hashtag started by Abby Bella Stitch. I love her. Go check her out on Instagram. This is Autumn Dream by Cottage Garden Samplings. The artist is Vinny P.S. Tan, and she is from Malaysia. Using called for fancy floss. This is a 36 count sanguine, and this is where I am. This one is a little bit of a challenging stitch for me. Like I said, 36 count and I are just not best of friends yet. We are not besties yet. And this is not a particularly exciting portion of the pattern, but it still is pretty and the colors are pretty. It lives in January's Bag of the Month by Be Stitch Me. This is beautiful. Every so often, I pull this one out just to test myself. Remind myself I need patience. I love this one. Okay. This is a very, very special one. Miss Ladybug by Nora Corbett. I started this one on June 2nd of this year. This is in memory and honor of my husband's sweet mama. A ladybug is what she uses a term of endearment, so she called us Ladybug when she's being particularly sweet. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Picture This Plus in Dwarf. I've only stitched on it on the one day, on Mama's birthday, so there we are. But you can see, I've got a wing going, y'all. That's not too bad. The shading's so pretty and the lace along the wing. Yeah, this is really pretty. Let's see, I've got all the called for DMC here. And the Nora Corbett's don't, now granted, I have not done a for real big lady mirabilia yet. I have them and I have them kitted up, but I haven't done them yet. But these Nora Corbett fairies don't seem to have quite as much bling that goes with them. But there are 3 different beads that goes with Miss Ladybug. And she lives in another fabulous Stitch and Piece bag with these vintage cocktails, which I love because my husband's mama, she was not a drinker, but when she would go out for bunco every month, if they would, or not every month, but when she would go out to bunco, they would have like, at Christmas, they would go out for dinner, and for people's birthdays, they would go out for dinner to celebrate. And her thing was she would always get her a whiskey sour when she went out for dinner. So these little vintage cocktails just make me think of Mama. I love it. All right, my other mirabilia is, woo, I'm bringing lots of stuff with me. Hold up. Oops. Okay. Miss New Year's Fairy. Isn't she pretty? I love her. All right, so I'm not stitching her on the called for, or the kit fabric, which was just like a 32 count natural raw. Rocio of Cocohama Stitchery stitched her as well, and she stitched her on the silver version, so it's like the raw shot through with silver. And I texted with her about it. She told me what it was, so I went and picked some up, and I think it was a good decision because look at that bling. Isn't she pretty? I recently stitched on her this past Monday for Mira Mondays. Lisa of Crossed by Floss. She has a FlossTube and an Instagram. She started a thing called Mira Mondays, and so you stitch on your Mirabilia on Mondays. And so I did this time. There she is. She's got a long way to go, but she came with really pretty called for floss in her kit. They're like classic color works. Those are pretty. And she has 2 colors of Kreinik and 2 different kind of beads. There we go. She's beautiful. She was fun to work on the other day. I have had some trials and tribulations with her. The first time I stitched her face, it was kind of a really big thing for me to figure out how to do her skin. Was I going to do it 1/1? As charted. When I first stitched her skin, I stitched her skin. It's using the color called Bella Rosa, and I stitched it like I use any other kind of variegated floss. You know, I do complete X's using 2 strands, and so I get the maximum amount of variegation, which was a not good call with the skin because her skin was striped like Neapolitan ice cream, minus the chocolate stripe. So it had like a vanilla stripe, a strawberry stripe, a vanilla stripe, a strawberry stripe. It looked terrible. It looked like her hair on her face, but maybe even worse. So I went back and took that all out, and then I just did a loop start so I could kind of blend my colors a little bit better. And then I'm just, you know, doing a leg all the way across and another one back. Just try to even things out as much as possible. I'm happy with her skin now, the way it is. As far as between over 1 or, you know, over 2. Yeah, she's pretty. Oh, sorry, I had to stop and look at her for a minute. She's so pretty. Yeah, okay. She lives in a beautiful, beautiful project bag by Garum Toten Bags. It's a big mandala. I like this one too. I'm getting there, y'all. I'm getting there. Okay. Frogwarts. Frogwarts is a digital retreat that the Black Needle Society puts on every year. And Katie Landis of the Black Needle Society has designed a pattern for every year, and it correlates to which one of the books in the Harry Potter series. So year one. I did not attend the digital retreat. I knew nothing about it at the time. I was able to pick it up a little bit later on down the road. There we are. That's what we look like. All right, so here's where I am. This is stitched on the called for fabric. It is a 32 count vellum by Picture This Plus. It's a band sampler, so it's set up where you can stitch them all together like every year in a row or separate. I've chosen to stitch them separately. And here's where we are on it. Yeah, little chocolate frog needle minder. Have a lot left to go, a whole lot left to go. Got some really pretty fancy floss here, lots of beautiful gentle arts. And my friend Mary Ashcraft sent me some cotton candy Forbidden Fiber Cove to make my beans more beautiful. This lives, and I started this with Fawn of Sanctum Stitching. If you're not watching Sanctum Stitching, go watch Sanctum Stitching, Fawn and Marianne, where vintage meets modern or some such thing. But it's a younger stitcher and an older stitcher, and it's really fun to watch, and I really like those ladies. So, but I did start this with Fawn of Sanctum Stitching, and we just chose to use the hashtag Frogwarts Year 1 that already existed, but we did start it on Harry Potter's birthday. So there's that. Oh no, sorry, we didn't. We started this on May 2nd. I don't know why I said that. We started this on May 2nd, which happens to be International Harry Potter Day. It lives in a, project bag made by So Much to Love. Hufflepuff, I'm a Hufflepuff. There's my colors. Cool inside of the bag. So, yeah, fun stitch. I would like to have Frogwarts Year 1 complete before I attend the digital retreat of Frogwarts Year 3. Is it possible? Could be possible. And this would be Frogwarts here too. There we go by the Black Needle Society, and this one correlates with the Chamber of Secrets. Lots of fun motifs here. I did buy the kit from Cecilia's, and it included the called for fabric and floss. The called for fabric is beautiful. It is a 32 count Harvest Blessings by Seraphim Fabrics. It's called Subtle. Do you see my progress here? So you got like a bunch of house points if you finish this whole piece by the end of the retreat. And I didn't. I really got bogged down on this house, this burrow right here. It's as wonky on the chart as it is in real life. It's a lot of counting, and you know, it is what it is. I didn't make a ton of progress on it, but hey, my beautiful fancy floss to go with it. This is a super cool thread drop with jewelry that came with the box. It's like Tom Riddle's diary with the basilisk tooth. It's very heavy. Also have a really cute howler needle minder with my name on it. It all lives in a fabulous project bag of the Mandrakes having a party in greenhouse number 3. And they are having a party, y'all. Some of them might even be skinny dipping. Hey, that's fun. Had a lot of fun at the retreat. It was a whirlwind of a few days. Made some friends. Looking forward to year 3. Black Needle Society, they have a lot of sorry, I just went out of frame here. Black Needle Society has a lot of cute great subscription boxes. I just got one in from the Gilmore Girls. Autumn and Stars Hollow. It's a digital retreat that is going on next week. I haven't started yet, so it's not a WIP. So, okay, almost done. This is going to be my Mill Hill that I'm working on right now. It's red cap mushrooms. It's an autumn harvest collection of Mill Hill. I have several Mill Hills. Janet Jabber turned me on to hashtag Mill Hill Monday. I was doing good on that. I've got Mill Hills on Mondays and Mirabilias on Monday, and really I've just been doing Dark Queen, so I don't know what to say about that. But this is my progress. I've got a lot done. Not much left. This is how Mill Hills come, with this wad of floss that you have to make sense of. Yeah. And the beads, which I haven't busted open yet because I haven't needed to, because you got to do all the stitching first. It lives in this little tiny Garon Stitchery. Garon Toten Bags bag, which I think is so cute. Fawn from Sanctum Stitching, she's working on this one too. I think she might be done. She's definitely ahead of me, I guess, but I don't have a lot left. I need to get on that. I'm gonna turn that into just a magnet for my refrigerator. Okay, last one. This was my beach start this year. It was the first year I was able to stitch at the beach. I loved it. It was fabulous. It was relaxing. It's one of my favorite designers. It's Uncle Sam by Kathy Barrick. I don't have any patriotic. This is my only patriotic piece. Well, I guess the Let Freedom Ring by Lila Studio's patriotic too, isn't it? Okay, so my other one. This is my other patriotic. Oh, and Summer Jubilee. Okay. All right, Uncle Sam by Kathy Barrick. I love this. This is a funky pattern. I love the moon. I love the pants. I love the colors. It's great. It's great. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count Stars Hollow by R&R. And let's see where I am. What I got done. That's what I got done. Look at his little funky beard. Yeah, I like it. It's good. I'm using the called for DMC with the exception of the blue. I subbed in a Forbidden Fiber Co. Royal Blue instead of the called for. The called for is a very, very bright blue, and I just like this blue better. So yeah, that's Uncle Sam. And Uncle Sam lives in, this is funny, Uncle Sam. My brother's name is Sam, and he's an Uncle Sam, so it's kind of, I get a kick out of it. That's kind of why I had this little Where the Wild Things Are needle minder on there, because he liked that book when he was a little kid. It's on another Cricklewood Crossing with Snoopy, y'all. Wow. Well, that's it. Wow, I have no idea how many that was. I'm going to be really interested to go back when I edit and figure out what number that was. And I'm going to try my best to remember to insert pictures of stuff that I didn't have pictures of. And if you made it all the way through the end, thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I enjoy WIP parades. This is my first WIP parade, so I'm sure I'll be hopefully I'll be improving in the future. But I just wanted to get something documented that I'm, you know, just over a year worth of stitching now, and that this is where I stood with my WIPs, and have a lot of planned starts before the end of the year. I mean, not a lot, but enough. But this has been great to do this. It's refreshed my interest in some pieces and made me realize how much I really didn't want to do. That cat has got to go. But yeah, this has been fun and eye-opening and exciting, and just, yeah, looking forward to working on a lot of this stuff. So if you want to see my progress on any of my WIPs, just, hey, check out my future floss tubes. I'll have some more progress for you. And in between my floss tubes, I post all my progress over on my Instagram at Memphis Sarah E. Thanks again so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the summer. Take care and have a good day. Thanks.